Uh, yeah, good evening, all. On behalf of All India OBC Students Association, we welcome you all for this webinar. And this webinar is being actually also telecasting on our YouTube channel. Due to security reasons and other issues in Zoom, we actually made it as a closed event. So the webinar can also be. You can also watch this webinar after this webinar on our YouTube channel, that is AIOBCSA. You just type AIOBCSA, you can find it. So we have three speakers today. We all know that today we are actually celebrating as as 195th birth anniversary celebration of uh, Srimati Savitribai Phule, Kranti Jyoti Savitribai Phule. And in some of the states, they are actually, it's a official program. In Telangana, we are actually celebrating it as first Women Teachers Day. But All India OBC Students Association strongly believes that this is actually the first. Women's it's not only for women, for all others, but it's a Teachers Day for all of us, especially for the marginalized communities. So we have with us three speakers today. We have not intentionally chosen, but we have speaker from one from North India, one from South India, and one from Northeast. So that is a kind of diversity we actually there in these speakers. We have with us Dr. Wahini Billu, is an assistant professor of English at SR University Warangal. With a deep passion for teaching and research, she joined this academic world with a PhD in folk cultural studies from the University of Hyderabad and an MPhil in comparative literature. She brings a unique interdisciplinary perspectives to our work. Dr. Wahiti's work research interests lie at the intersection of cultural studies, narrative studies, gender studies, and Dalit and tribal writings. She is particularly committed to the amplifying the marginalized voices and exploring the rich trajectory of oral narratives and cultural identities. She's a UGC JRF awardee, and she is one of the founding member. She was one of the founding member of our organization, All India OBC Students Association. And along with us, we actually organize so many events at the University of Hyderabad and other places in Telangana. And we have our second speaker, Geetika. Uh, Geetika is also one of the founder member of All India OBC Students Association. Dr. Kaidam Singha, she is from Assam. She did her PhD from Assam University, from the Department of Political Science, Silchar. And topic on our research topic was on politics of making boundaries, a study of the movement for inner line permit system in Manipur and Meghalaya. She also completed her PhD from the same department, from some university, and also masters from the same department. Currently, she's working as assistant professor in Assam Don Bosco University, Sonapur, Guwahati. And our interest areas are like Indian government and politics, Northeast India studies, boundaries and boundary issues, development administration, environmental governance, political theories, and also on public administration and international relations. She is also like quite active student leader at Assam University. Uh, we have our third speaker with us, Dr. Madhu Beghel. So she actually completed. She's currently working as assistant professor from in the School of Liberal Arts and Humanities at Oxford University, Hyderabad. Her academic and research trajectory centers on the intersection of technology, caste, and urban marginality, a field she has consistently contributing to since her master's program at JNU. She brings over 3 years of teaching experience and more than a decade of combined research and industry engagement. She holds a PhD, Phil, and MA from the Center for Study of Social Systems, School of Social Sciences, Jawaharlal Nehru University, New Delhi. Our doctoral work offers at in-depth ethnographic accounts of media use, technological adoption, and inequality in Delhi slums. Employing a critical caste and technology framework, her research examines the current media and technology flow towards the marginalized population. And apart from before joining Oxen, she was actually part of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar University, Delhi, Bennett University, the Times Group, the University of Delhi, and served as teaching assistants at JNU. So she's also quite active in raising issues related to marginalized sections. And she's now quite actively working as a part of ideological team of OBC department. So she is also one of the leading voices on OBCs and other marginalized sections in the country. So we have. We will actually start this webinar by requesting the three speakers to give opening remarks of around 15 to 20 minutes. Each one maybe can take 20 minutes or 20 around 20 minutes. Then after all discussions, we'll have interaction. We'll open the section webinar for question and answers, interactions on their perspective. So we will be concentrating mainly on some of the wider themes, especially on gender issues, on caste and inequality, on exclusion issues, and on reservation issues. They are actually open to choose any of the themes, and they can actually talk, and then we will open this section webinar for Q&A. So with this note, I request Dr. Vashni Billu to give a talk. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you,
I
Kiran.
just I'm not sharing the video because I'm in a car and there is a internet issue. So I request the speakers to uh, they to actually open they share their video and also audio so that it will be telecasting live on YouTube.
Thank you, Kiran. Thank you for the brief introduction.
Ahini?
Yeah. There is some technical issue, some network connectivity. So can you just ask the other speaker to continue? Some issue with my video. Yeah. There is some issue with my network connectivity. Could you please ask the other speaker to proceed?
Then I'll continue with my uh, this lecture today. Hmm.
Vahini, are you able to hear us? I think you need to unmute.
Kiran, I am able to hear. There is some problem with my camera, I guess. Yeah. Meanwhile, we can proceed with the other speaker if I'm like taking time. Why to make people?
Okay. Shall I start the lecture? Hello, Kiran. Hello, Kiran. I mean,
Vahina ma'am, your audio and video is okay. If possible, please continue. Unmute, please unmute and talk.
And it is not
Vahini,
allowing me to
you're
share.
mute. Actually, I think you need to log in with your maybe mobile because
Yeah,
we are unable to hear your voice. So, can you just try with your mobile?
yeah. Maybe it is
I think
university
Geetika
laptop.
is ready. So,
It is
we'll
No,
not a.
no,
first ask Geetika to give her talk, then we'll come back
bro.
to you because we are unable to hear you.
No.
Yeah.
Kiran bro, we are.
Geetika, are you able to?
Kiran, there is an issue with sharing PPT. It is showing the host isn't allowing sharing for this meeting. So I want to share a PPT. Please give me, please allow me to share the PPT.
Geetika, are you there?
yes, I'm there.
I think you need to start share your video.
Okay. So I shall start the lecture. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Audible.
Am I audible?
Yes, audible. Please go on.
Okay. Okay. Before I start giving this, I'll give a very short introduction of myself. Hello, everyone. To present here, I'm Dr. Khaidam, and you all can call me Kritika. I'm currently working as an assistant professor in
I think it's
Assam,
not on.
Guwahati.
Yeah.
Hello.
Please.
Okay. So I think you can hear it, right? Audible. So, uh, okay, I'm currently working in Guwahati as an assistant professor in Assam Don Bosco University. Then I think thank you, and I would like to start with giving a very short introduction about myself, and then I would like to say that I am very thankful to all of this for giving me an opportunity to give us very special lecture on Savitribai. And I think this is my second time that I've given on the birth anniversary of Savitribai Phule. Coming from a Northeast, and coming from the Northeast student, we have not much known about the contribution of Savitribai Phule in our life because a little bit of the story of Savitribai Phule has been mentioned in our textbook. Uh, Hello, am I audible? No.
Yeah, you are audible.
Audible. Please carry.
So I'll just keep asking that because sometimes I can't. So keeping that in mind, in the notice we have very less limited, idea of Savitribai Phule. In our graduation days also, and in our school textbook also, we don't know much about the contribution of Savitribai Phule in our life, in our society, in our this textbook. Therefore, I wanted to give a short introduction of this. So, since I have come to my post graduation, then I have specially read about the contribution, her ideas, her fight, her activism, many things that have given us by her. Then later, when we came to the post graduation, and I think this has to be make a very awareness program in the Northeast in order to make this very, very relevant of Savitribai Phule. And today, on the birth anniversaries of Savitribai Phule, I would like to give a small lecture on her contribution to the society, as she is India's first woman teacher and one of the most social reformer of our nations. She is not only the person who merely her celebration of her birthday, but also the observation and reminder of the lifelong struggle of women educations, the women's contribution of her toward women education in the Indian society, where we have a lot of social discriminations, lot of caste discrimination, and lot of social justice that we need to fight for equality, we need to fight for the struggle for educations. Therefore, today Savitribai Phule life stands as a powerful symbol of resistance against caste discrimination, gender inequality, and social oppressions. Also, when I come to know that in the year 1848, when she was the first woman that have established girls' educations, and then in Pune, whereas he was fighting against the child marriage untouchability. Again, to remind you that the concept of Article 17, abolition of untouchability, that we know is merely on books, because we don't have mostly practical of the things in our society where we don't know much about the untouchability. So coming out from that society where we have not much idea, we have not seen the things in our society, so we don't relate much. But when I came out of notice, especially to other part of the society, that's society is very, very different from the society I come from the society that has brought me and my, I mean, the society that I come, the environment do I have, and that has a very different perspective of my thinking toward the other part of the society. So, and then this untouchability that we have today, we understand it has a very impact on my mind. I mean, how more come a person that can have an untouchability? Like, on what basis that kind of things that exist in our society also? Then the widow remarriage, establishing shelter for widow, and abandoned woman, and a victim of social injustice. So all of this, for me, is a very new concept, to be honestly I'm saying you, because the society that we come from, the society, we might have some of the struggle of education, we might have some of the struggle of this, but this concept of untouchability to me is a bookish theory which I merely have not seen much in the society that I have brought up. So coming to this point of view, I wanted to mention some of this important landmark that I've understand about the society and her contributions. That is that now, when since the girl education civied, since the widow remarriage act came up, since the social injustice have already came up, I think now we have to look as a woman that have. I'm very fortunate that I don't have to fight for my educations, that I have to go to school, and then I don't have to struggle for that, and that's because of the Savitribai Phule and her contribution toward the society. So I think every woman must thank to her for her immense struggling in the society, immense struggling for the girls' emancipation, in women empowerment through her contribution as social reformer. So we should not forget that things. And I'm coming from the notice, and I'm very, very privileged and very, very understanding of her concept of this. And today, I think we should fight as a understanding and as a student of Savitribai Phule. I would like to say that today, we as a woman, we should fight about the woman's safety in the society. That we should fight against the racial this racism. We should fight against the discriminations toward the people toward women in the society. So with this, I would like to say that uh, this I would like to say that the Savitribai Phule in today concept her idea we really went to toward the women's safety, her progress, inequality based on gender, caste discrimination, access to education, her life remember us that remind us also that education is one of the most powerful instrument that can be formed as a social transformation and that true empowerment begins with the awareness and the courageous of these gatherings of our birth anniversaries. So, with this, I would like to conclude my this lecture of Savitribai Phule, and I would like to ask Kiran to in the upcoming year we can have one big this program on Savitribai Phule on awareness of Savitribai Phule in the Northeastern, where many of the women have even not heard. Today, when I give a lecture in my class, when I talk about this kind of lecture, many of the students from the Northeast are not being aware of our contributions to the society. So I will request Kiran to, from in the next year, we can organize one big program in the Northeast with regard to Savitribai Phule. Thank you with this to everyone.
Yeah, thanks, Kitika. Maybe we will discuss more on Northeast issues during our interaction, maybe after the talks. I request Dr. Vahini to give the talk, and also I request the host to give her access to share her PPT to all.
Ma'am, you are on mute.
Sorry. So a lot of meetings, and we are like quite used to unmute ourselves. So we are used to it. Sorry for the like interruptions from my side. So today we are like celebrating or commemorating some
No,
Savitribai.
Vahini, actually, the problem is with me. So I think you were absolutely correct. Like your voice and your video is actually visible, but the problem is with me.
Okay, yeah, like is my PPT visible? Otherwise, I would be talking. So what happens is like we are like celebrating Savitribai Phule's birth anniversary. So when today like we had some interactive session with students, classes are not yet started. So we had a small interactive session with students, and I think like
Actually, your was audio was stuck, not audible.
Kiran, is it any issue with the yeah? So let me start this session with something like, what if Savitribai Phule was there today, and we are celebrating her birth anniversary? So what if she was here, and what question she would be posing? So what will Savitribai Phule ask today's educators? So we are like progressing into the era of AI and digital classrooms and all, and we are like saying that we are like going to what we call NEP regulations. We are bringing inclusiveness. So are we really moving in that direction? Are we really progressing? Are we are really inclusive? Are we neglecting our roots? So this session tries to address all these things. So what is like the question which I want to start this session is like a proactive question for our own time. If Savitribai Phule walks into our classrooms, what would the first question should be asking. So she would be questioning, and that she would be the question challenges us to examine or practices the how she's visualizing. She has visualized a future for the all the women. She has visualized a future for the upcoming generations, and how far we have succeeded in taking that vision. So are we really successful in taking forward the whatever torchlight she has paved to us? Are we really moving in that direction? How far we have succeeded? Let us look at it. So we are saying these days we have moved into the era of AI, digital classrooms. So we are saying that caste doesn't exist in our tests. Is it really true? Are our classrooms really that inclusive? So are our classrooms really that caste neutral? So I am working in you can say in a rural part of Telangana. So most of the students here are from rural backgrounds. Most of them, I can confidently say at least 20 to 30% of the population are from student population over here in SR University is from tribal backgrounds and from remote areas and from very interior villages. So most of them are first generation learners. So they are not very well aware. So they most of the time, even when I encourage my classroom, I want it to be always interact. So even when I encourage them to talk, they always keep or otherwise they just keep their heads on the benches. And they when I take some classes or when I take some personality development classes, they just avoid my gaze. Whereas some people, they are some over into kids. So mostly from Hyderabad, or mostly I'm not saying criticizing any student environment over here, but some students are always over enthusiastic. They always who are kids are brought up here from second generation or from Hyderabad or Warangal. They always show their hand. They always try to bring a conversation. So there won't be much knowledge. There'll be most hi-fi language, posh language, and all. So they always want to be in the eyes of the all the classroom. They want to showcase. Whereas the children or the learners, first generation learners, they always keep and even when we try to encourage, they just try to move away from our origin or whatever. They are just moving away, and they are not at all. They don't want to speak. They are afraid when we are interacting with them. They are afraid. They are afraid that we will judge them based on their caste, based on their dialect, based on their dressing. They are afraid that they will be judged. So we are saying that we are having hi-fi classrooms, but the caste is silently invisible within the walls of the classroom. So we are saying that equity is there in the classrooms, but equity is existing only in books. In practice, we see caste is always invisible. Caste is always there within the walls of the classrooms, because students are afraid. If I say something, the other person might make fun of my slang, fun of my dialect. So some students, they come up with very oily hair, so some different types of clothing. The people over here make fun. So, and some people say that we are from this community. They openly say this. They are people still being discriminated in the name of caste. So they claim that my grandfather is so and so. So we have inherited this. So even if I don't attend classes or even if I don't do something, nothing happens. But what happens with the first generation learners? They are the real hopes for the family. When I'm mentoring some students, so they are having very good grades in their assignments, but when it comes to some class performances, then teachers are complaining to me. They are not able to. They are excelling in writing, but when it comes to interacting with others, they are failing. So please take care of it. They are saying what is making them go back is the criticism that they will face, or the judgment, or the bias that they are going to face. So we should always what we call, we should always guide them. We should always even if they're doing something, we should always give them some proper space. We should always try to uh, walk along with them. If necessary, we have to talk out of the college hours or something like that. That way we can make them inclusive. Okay. So how caste operates invisibly today? So if you see the language privilege, so the language privilege, the first generation learners, So most of them, coming to Telugu states, most of the first generation learners we have, and they have different dialects of Telugu, not proper Telugu also. So if you have different dialects of Telugu, so based on your dialect of speaking, the people over here like judge you. Oh, what Telangana word, what Andhra. They just judge you like anything, and that demeans the person like anything, and they don't even want to open their mouth. And some people, even if they are speaking something in English, I see the class roaring out like anything. So other time I ask some question, or the other faculty asks some question, they just keep numb, and it hurts their self confidence a lot. And whereas some kids, they speak like anything, they won't be much, but there will be a lot of polished accent. So they will be like thinking that I know everything, I have outsmarted the faculty or whatever. They will be thinking like that. And the like academic familiarity. So overall, from the second generation learners, the second generation learners are there. So mostly at the home also they'll be having some books or something, some digital exposure or something, like the family will be guiding that what group they should be taking or how they should be proceeding or something. Whereas the first generation learners lack all these things. And sometimes we'll be like most of the times these first generation learners remain numb in the classroom, or just like sit take the back seats, or they just like stare here and there. So we should be encouraging them, who are there, we should be encouraging them to participate actively and should bring that inclusiveness. Okay. So who speaks confidently in class? So who speaks? Identify them. So sometimes you'll be seeing some students, sometimes you'll be seeing some learners. They'll be having some innate abilities. They might not be like speaking up in front of everyone, but you can identify them. So give them proper direction. Give the proper direction to this first generation learners. Encourage them. They'll be like making a lot of wonders. They will be excelling in career like anything. So silence can be taken as a form of agreement. Encourage them, like always talk to them. So what is the difficulty that they are what is the difficulty that they're encountering? So that is what Savitribai Phule has done. She has like stood as a real mentor. So when there was difficult times, she didn't just like if someone is staying silent or someone is not into education, she has like worked as a torchbearer. She has showed them light, and she has guided them. She has understood the root cause, and she has tried to take away that root cause, and she has worked out on that, and she has paved a great light for their future. So we also should be working in the same direction as Savitribai Phule has done. So always she has brought out something like there's a difference between teaching and mentoring. Teaching is somewhere like we will be imparting some part of knowledge, but we should be always, Savitrima always like advocates, be a mentor, but not to be a teacher. Teaching is something like it's a job. It is done then and there. So if you want to be a good teacher, always be a good mentor. So know what is the root cause. Know what is the root cause why a student is numb in the classroom. Know a root cause why the student is behaving odd. So talk to them out of the classroom. Talk to them whenever they are free. Talk to them at their convenience. Encourage them. Bring the spark in them. So you can say that if you are working hard, or you are like coming out of your box. So if you are striving hard, you can change the complete scenario in your village. So if you're motivating them like that, they'll be doing wonders. So that's what, always try to be a good mentor instead of a teacher. Always try to be a good mentor. So that way you'll be always bringing a hope in the first generation learners. So I'm not speaking here about second generation learners, because they will be they are already motivated and they know what to do and what not to do. The problem is with first generation learners. So always motivate them. Always, if they are like lacking direction, give them a unique direction. If necessary, they are having some potential, make them see multi-direction also, and always ignite that spark. So if you once you ignite that spark, they can achieve wonders in the future. So one more thing, like are we mentoring marginalized students? So this is one more thing. So most of the first generation learners, so we are thinking like the teaching is like this 1 hour job, we will be doing that, and we'll be assessing their assessments. It is not that thing. So we have to like assess them. We have to see where they are like going wrong. So like why they are remaining numb in the class, but they are excelling in assignments. They are excelling in the marks. So what is the difference? So like what all aspects they can be developed, what all aspects that can I can make to in order them to like what we call proceed further in the life. And the language anxiety. So we think that if one is speaking in this so-called like English, the global language, will be thinking, oh, anything can be achieved. No. Nowadays, because like I have seen some candidate from a university recently has got 1.12 crore package. They are holding outside. So like if you're having high level of technical skills, if your English is manageable, you can make a lot of wonders. So don't always like say that you should be like well professional. You need not be a Shakespeare. So technical, certain amount of technical knowledge, just to some communication will be doing. So don't always like pour in their heads that you have to be well versed with English. You have to be a Shakespeare or something. No, some minimal communication and the technical skills, if you are there, they will be like doing wonders. And always encourage the students, always encourage the students to talk, always encourage the students to talk. So don't like judge them. So if someone is saying, okay, you can say, you can say like you can say you can you can say like if you're they are going wrong, you can ask them to try it later. Otherwise you can give them direction. So sorry for the interruption. So you can ask them when to come back to you. Okay. And also limited access to guidance. So what happens to this first generation learners are, so they are not having any family members or peers to navigate them. So they're like where to approach and whom to approach. So we should be always guiding them in a proper manner. So that way also, like they will be like getting some motivation. Okay. So and so they're like first generation learners, they won't be having any familial support because they are not very much well aware what is happening. So be the torchbearer to them, or be the guiding force to them, and be available to them whenever they need any access or something. And don't make them be aware, like fear of something or something. Like always don't make them think a small mistake is like something very big or something. Always encourage them to do something productive. So Savitribai Phule's approach to education always offers a blueprint for contemporary educators committed. So always show to the first generation learners that there is a emotional reassurance. So like whenever they are feeling down, or whenever they are like feeling not motivated, always say that you are there. So if you are giving that assurance, they will be like making wonders in their life. So always give that emotional assurance to them. And also academic hand-holding. So she didn't expect like students won't be like all of a sudden jumping to somewhere, and they won't be making miracles. So there will be some technical process involved. If at all they need some assistance, be there. And always there is something called human connectivity beyond syllabus. Always there is nothing. So there is like everything won't be there in your textbooks or the whatever academic books or something. So there is something called human relations. So teach the students empathy, teach the students what is this social connectivity. So teach them this empathy and human values and emotional intelligence. So then they will be understanding, okay, so this way also there is a life beyond textbooks. So that way they will be like producing, and they will be like growing up as a torch bearers for the further generations. So always like we are saying, like most of the educational spaces, we are like always focusing on diversity. We are like trying to bring out different student groups. So presence of different student groups like doesn't mean that diversity doesn't mean that having different student groups when there is no inclusive participant, when there is no participation from different groups, it will just remain as a diversity campus. So always try to bring inclusive campus. So where each and every student group, where each and every learner is respected, their dignity is respected, their voice is amplified, their participation is encouraged. So such type of atmosphere should be developed. Then the students can be liberated. The students can grow in a very positive direction. That's what Savitribai Phule has stressed. She has stressed on inclusive participation of the learners. She has stressed on inclusiveness than diversity. So always be a inclusive learner. So with this, I end my talk, and thank you, Kiran. So if you are having any questions, we'll be taking it later. And thank you, Kiran. Thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you, Vaini. One of the important pedagogy that was actually come up during the schools that were actually started by Savitribai Phule is very important thing is learning based on the activities, activity based learning. So that is what she was emphasized on. Especially, uh, we all know that the first woman actually writer is her student, right? Who actually uh, she produced the poems. So that is the kind of learning mechanism. But this presentation is very fascinating because maybe due to the diversity that inclusion issues that are actually coming up in classrooms, and also that is also important. One of the important aspect is that digital classrooms and digital education also actually severely impacting marginalized students, especially SC, ST, OBCs, because of so many other issues like not having proper digital equipments, not having proper signals, internet mechanisms. So these are the issues that are coming up. So I think beyond your presentation, that I think how the digital divide is also dividing uh, classrooms. And the learning outcomes of students. So I think we will discuss later, but I request Dr. Madhu to take over and give the her speech.
Thank you, Kiran, for having me here today on such a important day that we are paying homage to Savitribai Phule, Mata Savitribai Phule, who's inspiration for all of us. And I hope that we keep on remembering her every year and every time when we get the whenever we organize our community and people who are coming from marginalized communities. And am I audible? Anybody
Yes,
who
ma'am.
can? Yeah.
Yes,
Thank
ma'am.
you.
Yes, ma'am.
So today, as we
Yes, yes,
remember
clear.
Savitribai Phule, we are not merely paying tribute to an individual, but to an entire tradition of resistance against caste, patriarchy, and illiteracy. We all are aware about the iconic figure of Mata Savitribai Phule for to our community and to our nation. That her contribution for the education of the women of the society, not only women coming from Shudra or Ati Shudra communities, but also women who are coming from Brahmin community, the Savarna women, because in that time frame when Mata Savitribai Phule was actually running the whole model of education, was the time when the women's education was completely objected by the upper caste patriarchal system, social structure, caste system. And also the education was not allowed for Shudra and Ati Shudra communities. So their efforts, their revolution was not only categorized for the OBCs and SC and ST, but for the nation building. Actually, we need to understand their importance for the whole community. So she, as we all know, that she was born in 1831 in the Mali community, and that community is part of OBCs, and we can understand that community comes under Shudra category. So what kind of regulations, the restrictions were there for the Shudra and Ati Shudras? It was understood that her own body, what it meant to be both backwards and a woman in a deeply hierarchical society. Her life invites us to ask a sharp questions, that what does reservation mean for OBC women? Because this whole education model, when we are talking about education of the marginalized community, itself demands a reservation.